Elemento del agua. Huitzilopochtli. Poniente como color blanco, elemento del aire. ¡Quetzalcóatl! ¡Quetzalcóatl!
the Treasure Valley for almost 13 years. We have been performing not just in Idaho, but beyond. Our main goal for doing Danza Azteca is just to continue our traditions and, pass it on to our kids, our grandkids. In fact, we're a 3-generation danza. My mom over there, me and her started, and some of my kids are also here. So, but it's not about us, it's all about our dancers. So please give them a big applause. Actually a huge commitment to be dancing, because just to get ready it takes us about an hour. The feathers that you see here, if you find them, please don't take them. They're rather expensive, but we have different types of feather, which the meaning of them is to produce energy. And I just want to explain a little bit of what you saw. Is that at the beginning we saw the circle where we dance, right? And then the Aztecs believed in many different gods. So at the beginning we did a salutation, a permission to all the different gods. So you saw there was an element, and then there was a god, and there was a color. They were also in Spanish. I haven't yet learned how to speak Nahuatl, but on the to-do list. And so after we saw a circle, we didn't really do a dance at the beginning. It's more a permiso, or we call it also firma. So that's something that we do before we do like an actual dance. And the first dance that we did is called conejo, or rabbit. And then the second dance that we did was, I believe it was águila, or eagle. And then we did another song called Antigua. I have no idea how you introduce it right now. And then the last one that our youth did is called paloma, or dove. So you'll see that the Aztecs believe in this type of dancing as a form of prayer. So a lot of times you'll see, and we try to, sometimes it's really fast, but we try to do a cross when we're doing some of our firmas or some of the steps. It's always left, right, back, front. So you'll see that as a form of prayer. So we hope you're enjoying this event. I lost count of how many times we have been coming here, but it's been a while. We keep returning every year, and we're grateful for the organizers to keep inviting us. Most of us are from Caldwell and Nampa. I personally live in Boise, so there's a few dancers. So anybody is welcome to join our danza. We don't charge, you just have to buy your own regalia. We normally practice at Nampa at the now called Idaho Hispanic Community Center, or Idaho Cultural Center. And so we are there, we practice on Friday. We're gonna do 3 more songs, and then you'll be out of the way. We always tell people, if your feet, your body is, telling that you need to move, don't be shy. We always welcome people, to just come and follow. So please feel free to join us. Again, we're Danza Azteca Tonatiuh. You can always follow us on Facebook for where's our next presentation. So again, thank you so much for having us. And also a big round of applause to our dancers. We have a couple of them that this is their very first time. So let's make them feel welcome. And again, thank you. One of the things that I forgot to mention is that every time before we perform, we offer our dances for all of you, for all the people that are here. So that's kind of like a tradition that we like to do backstage. We pray, and we like to offer every prayer for an intention, and we always try to include the people that are at events. So you're going to leave this event with our prayer for whatever you're going through. We're dancing, for that healing.
Elemento